What's up, guys? Welcome to your morning Bitcoin update. I guess we can go over the charts real quick to our longer term time frame. Then we'll zoom on into the 4-hour, then on to the 1 hour, take a look at what's going on. Then we'll look at the really big picture, and then we'll take a look at Ethereum, Litecoin, the dollar index, the DXY. We've been talking about that forever. It is very bullish, still looking good. We'll also look at the Dow Jones, gold, and silver. So as you guys know, I've been waiting for wave 5 down if it was not complete here. And I think the only hope for Bitcoin is I hate to say it, I know a lot of people really think that we're going to new all-time highs, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm not thinking that's likely. Unless we cross this green line at any point and get support on top of it, then we may see new all-time highs. But anything under this, I still remain bearish for the beginning of next year. Somewhere around the 9,500 is my target. Of course, unless we break this green trend line up here. I'm looking at 5 waves down for A. Probably get a fake rally up to who knows where. Maybe this B will only get up back to that 48,000 range and then C back down. That would change it if we only got to here. Let's look at a couple things here real quick. Let's put on the Fibonacci retracement. And I haven't done this lately, so let's take a look. If we don't get all the way up to 50 as I was thinking, let's say we get a bounce at this 26.5 level, maybe 27. And let's say we come up to 45.7. All right, let's take this off. That would be a retracement to the 0.5 fib. And let's take a look at where that would get us on a 1-to-1 extension if this is an ABC. Raise this back up a little bit right there. That would get us the 1-to-1 extension to approximately 11, or I'm sorry, that would get us to approximately, we don't want to talk about that. That's around 3,000. So anyways, as you guys know, I've been looking at it to get us back to around the 9,500, depending on if, when, and where this B wave starts. For those that haven't been around for long, if we do get this, let me zoom in a little bit. If we do get this B wave up, it should be in 3 waves, something like this. It'll get everybody bullish, then bearish again, and then really bullish before turning around and doing 5 waves down. If this is what plays out, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because if anything changes, I will let you guys know if anything changes in my opinion. But remember, this is all my opinion. Don't forget to smash the likes, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Tick that notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. And anyways, let's move on. You guys that have been watching the channel understand what this chart is as a possibility. We do have a more bearish case scenario, and our bullish case scenario has kind of withered away for now. But we're still looking for a possible retest of this trend line around the 27.6, depending on if, when, and where it gets here. The longer it takes, the lower it goes to retest this trend line. If at any time we break this trend line and it becomes resistance, things could get very ugly very quickly. This is in the 4-hour. Let's go over to Prime XBT. If you guys are interested, definitely check out Prime XBT if you're interested in trading. By far my favorite exchange. And if you go over to my page, go to the home page on my YouTube channel, go down here, you'll see a Prime XBT tutorial that will teach you how to use their margin. I know a lot of people get fused with that. It's actually really simple. Just watch the video. It also shows you where to put my promo codes. First one being Savvy25, that gets you 25% off your fees. Savvy 50 will get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus to use towards your margin. Definitely check it out. Links are below. And yeah, I also have a BYBIT tutorial link for those that prefer BYBIT. But like I said, Prime XBT is my preferred exchange. So we talked about this yesterday, the breaking of this trend line on the daily. And I said most likely we are going to see more downside, which we are seeing right now. I do believe this will probably continue, guys. We are below all the EMAs here. If we do get back above the 21 EMA, which is around 38.2, and get support there, then we could come back up, retest this trend line for another bull trap. But as of right now, it's looking like we got more downside to go. We've been talking about this for quite a while. Also, we have this larger retracement from the low of 2020 here to our high. Could these 5 waves be already played out? I know a lot of people are looking at this as wave 3 and wave 4 down, and then we still have 5 up. But I have a count in here that says this is wave 5 finished. We could come all the way back down to these areas. As you guys know, that 9,500, as you can see here, there's a high volume node there also. And a lot of people just either don't listen or they can't comprehend that I'm not saying it goes straight down to 9,500. I believe before the end of the year, we will have a fake bull trap rally up to maybe as high as 50,000. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll be keeping up on it. I do think we are going to see a nice bounce at some point, where most likely between this 25.2 and this 27.2, which is the golden pocket zone. Maybe a rally up from there to get everybody bullish again. And then one more thing I want to talk about, guys. You can watch the news on Bitcoin, do whatever you want. But honestly, I don't do that because all it is noise. It's all just speculation, guys. So the answers are in the charts. If you're watching the news, and I try not to because it can change your perspective in things. So I stay away from the news because it can totally screw you up. But anyways, if you choose to follow the news, do what you will. If you think that works, bravo. But anyways, looking for a bounce probably in this golden pocket zone, and I will be getting into the chat in a few, guys. But if we do break below this and get resistance, then we could be going down to the 16.9. The extremely bearish case is that we just go straight down to these levels. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to see a bounce. And like I said, most likely it would be in this range, the golden pocket zone between the 0.618 and 0.65 fib. So this is the really bearish case. So looking at this as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a extended 5th wave, could look something like this. This was our target from yesterday. If you were watching the show, we did drop down a little below it. We did hit the 0.618 fib. But what I was looking at here is if we look at this as an ABC, that could get us down to the 25.5. If we break below that 25.5 at any point here, guys, before a bounce, that could be very bad for Bitcoin. Very bearish. And you can see my 5th wave count right here as a possibility. So just something to look at and look towards, guys. Don't get overly bullish, overly bearish. Pay attention to what's going on in the charts. The charts don't lie. They're often misread, but they don't lie. Anyways, we had another measured move off of this rising channel here, getting us down to about 27.7, which also lines up that 27.2, 25.2 range, which is golden pocket zone. And let's take a look at the hourly. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll see earlier this morning I posted this as hidden bearish divergence. As you can see, higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action, which is hidden bearish divergence. When it's hidden divergence, that means it's a continuation of the trend. Hidden divergence in continuation of the trend is much stronger than regular divergence, such as you see the bullish divergence here. We got a little bounce, but all that was a dead cat bounce. The RSI is resetting for another fall to the downside. We're getting rejected at the 8 EMA. Now, this is a smaller time frame. They're for smaller moves, but they do help you with the bigger picture. If you guys would, down in my links below, check them all out. There's all kinds of discounts and stuff in there if you haven't looked at them before, but there's also my wife's webpage down there, inkerimage.com. She makes a lot of cool stuff on here. She can literally put anything you want on any of this stuff. Signs, coffee cups, keychains, all other kinds of stuff. And the biggest thing right now, we talk about divergence a lot on this channel. There is a divergence cheat sheet. It is a mouse pad. Looks like this. It is a lot of help because divergence is very confusing when you're just learning to trade. So If you want something like that, go down to inkyourimage.com. There's a link below in the description. So we've talked about this possibility, and guys, this is pure speculation. But what if the 4-year cycles are done and over with, and the traditional markets crash, bringing Bitcoin down with it and making Bitcoin into a 10-year cycle instead of a 4-year cycle, and this being just one big bull run, and now we have one big bear market. Keep in mind that's possible. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but you have to look at all angles here. Another way to look at this is, you can see I've drawn the arcs in here off of the highs and off of the lows. This suggests the next low. Here is that 9,500 number again, right around the beginning of 2022. This has been a very helpful chart. If you guys have been watching the channel, you know that I've had this in here forever, before we topped out. And you'll know that if you were watching my video on March 24th, I suggest you go watch it if you haven't already, before anybody even started talking about Wyckoff. Back here before the top, around 57.58, we called the top possibly at 63 to 64,000, and then coming down to that 30,000, 29,000 area, which is exactly what happened. And then after the top, then everybody started talking about Wyckoff, but that's not how it works. So anyways, so we have the Fibonacci channels drawn in here. You can see every time we top on the top channel here, this channel right here, the 0.382, you can see there's all kinds of confluence through here. And right now, that is our major resistance. If we zoom in here, if we were to go straight up to there, that would be around the 21 EMA. If we did it within the next couple weeks or so, it'd be around 38,000. Anytime getting above this 0.382 fib on the fib channel and getting support on it, then we could be bullish. We could actually go for a new all-time high. But unless that happens, I'm still looking for more downside, much more downside. And this chart here, this is the dollar overlaid on the Bitcoin chart. We've talked about this many times. Every time the dollar bottoms on this bottom trend line, Bitcoin has topped. Every time the dollar tops on this top trend line, Bitcoin has bottomed. The dollar is bullish. I've been talking about being bullish on the dollar. I remain bullish on the dollar. I've had other people talking about this right here, being hidden bearish divergence or bearish divergence. Well, we are in an uptrend. So again, hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend. And I've been pointing this out since back here on the 21st, or I'm sorry, on the 8th. We drew this in, higher highs in the price action, lower highs on the RSI. That is hidden bullish divergence. The daily is on an uptrend. We had this target of 93.50. Still seeing that target. Maybe we'll break higher and make this support. We'll be keeping an eye on it. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit those thumbs up. And the Dow. It is not open yet. So where are we at? 9 o'clock. So it opens in about 23 minutes. How are the pre-markets looking? They were up pretty high. Now we're around 116 points up for the Dow, 14 for the S&P. Not too impressive. We'll see how the Dow does today, but guys, it's not looking good. As you can see in the daily over here, we had this bullish or bearish engulfing candle. And a bearish engulfing candle is when the body engulfs the body and the wicks engulf the wicks, which is exactly what we had. And you can see what happened here. If we go into the smaller time frames on the Dow, that's a pretty ugly candle there. And one more thing I want to talk about. Everybody talks about the oversold and overbought RSI. That is not how it works. As you can see over here, it was oversold or oversold. So it's time to buy. No, it's still continued lower. We're still down in that range. We can still just play around in here for a while before the other dump down. So be cautious with that, guys. Learn to use the RSI properly, not as you don't buy in the overbought or you don't sell in the overbought and buy in the oversold. That is not how the RSI works. Join the Discord if you haven't. The Discord link is down below, totally free. It's a great community with a lot of good people in there, a lot of people learning, and a lot of people that have learned a lot and are helping each other out. So definitely check it out. see where were we? So the DXY, again, I'm bullish on the DXY. I've been bullish on DXY for quite some time. I'm going to remain that way. I'll let you know if that changes. There's the Dow, bearish on the Dow. We may get a bounce around in here for the, a couple days this week and then continue down. Keep an eye on this RSI, see what it does, see if it resets. Let's look at the hourly. Got a nice bounce here. RSI looks like it's moving much quicker than the price action. So most likely might get a little bounce today and then, retrace back down. Gold, still have the target of 1677. Silver, still have the first target of 21, then 20. If that breaks, it gets real ugly. But again, that depends on traditional markets. Also, this is Litecoin. I've not changed these lines or anything on any of these charts, Bitcoin or anything, for months and months and months, guys. I'm looking for a retest of this trend line. If Bitcoin gets the B bounce, that's around 87s where I expect Litecoin to get its bounce. But then if it is an ABC, and by the beginning of 2022, if we do go down to that 9,500, I see Litecoin around 4,800. And Ethereum, same thing. I see if Bitcoin has further down to go to complete the A before the B bounce, I look at Ethereum's B bounce. Again, guys, these charts have not changed for a very long time. I don't change them daily. I don't change my view daily. I'm looking at the big picture, and it's playing out beautifully so far. There are no guarantees in any markets. You should never trade off any YouTubers, including mine's ideas. All I'm doing is sharing my opinion with you. But anyways, I look for that bounce to be between 1,000 and 1,300. If we get that B bounce, then we go up from there, follow Bitcoin through maybe September, possibly October, and then continue down from there to into the beginning of next year, which would get Ethereum, if the ABC plays out. This is not a guarantee. If the ABC plays out, the C wave would get us down in the beginning of 2022 around 477, 500 bucks. XRP, I know there's a lot of XRP lovers that hate me for this chart, but it is playing out again beautifully. First target's 43, then looking down to the 20 to 22 cent range. Nothing's changed there. And I think that's about it, guys. So let me get into a clean chart here, and we'll get in the chat. What's happening? Yo, Savvy, you said there's bullish divergence on BTC hourly. This is also hidden bearish divergence. Looks like we are going. I explained it thoroughly. You can go back to the beginning. There is bullish divergence, but we are in a downtrend. There is hidden divergence. Hidden divergence is much more powerful when it's in the direction of the trend. This is hidden bearish divergence, which means continuation of the trend. That's why crypto is going. So many scammers launched weak coins with no innovation and fooled the honest buyers. What do you think of the inverse head and shoulders on DXY? First shoulder is forming 20 July 2020, looking on the weekly chart. Let's take a look at it. I really don't see a head and shoulders here at all. Let's look at the weekly. Maybe I'll see it there. I see no head and shoulders there, bud, at all. Nothing that even closely resembles a head and shoulders. I see a uptrend coming and continuing. That's what I see. The dollar is so bullish, guys. I've showed you guys too. Let me go over this real quick. Everybody talks about the dollar going to nothing or blah, blah, blah. That is what they put out there every time before the market crashes. Buy gold, buy silver, buy Bitcoin, hedge against the dollar, right? So let's take a look. Most of you have seen this before, but I'm going to show it again because a lot of new people are here and a lot of people just don't get this or talk about it. Why? I have no idea. Are they blinded by hope? Are they just delusional, or do they want to just remain in high hope la la land? I'm not sure. But anyway, you got to look at both cases. People just want to believe that they can buy something and it keeps going up. In all reality, trading is the way to go because it doesn't matter which way the market goes. Again, I have links down below to some exchanges. Check them out. PrimeXBT being my favorite. But anyway, this is 2008, right? The Dow Jones, 55% drop in 2008. They said hedge with gold, right? Hedge your money. Well, what happened to gold? Gold dropped 35%. So it still dropped. Silver, what did silver do? Silver dropped 61%. What did the dollar do? The dollar rised 27%. Every time this happens, every time, guys. I don't know why people don't understand this, but they just don't want you to know. But that's reality. Savvy, in your opinion, when we reach the golden pocket, how much of a bounce do you see happening? I just explained that multiple times, where it could go, what I'm looking for, and it doesn't have to happen. At what price point do you think wave B up is invalidated? Like I said before, crossing this trend line right here. And if you guys just want numbers, when we're in ascending trend lines and descending trend lines, can't give you the numbers because we don't know what time it'll hit. If you're not drawing your own charts and using TradingView or whatever, your exchange charts or whatever, if you're not using charts, you definitely 100% should not be trying to trade. You should be trying to learn charts and learning analysis. Without that, you're just floating in the wind, going every direction. You have no idea what's going on. If you're relying on me or anybody else to tell you when to buy, sell, short, long, you're probably most likely going to lose your money. I give you my ideas. It's for you to make up your own mind and learn this stuff. King Sans, always, thank you, Savvy from Korea. Thank you, man. I appreciate the super chat. Thanks for the $5. Savvy, could you look at daily BTC and wick off accumulation? Could it be possible spring event incoming? It could be, but let's go back to, I think I have this chart here. Do you see here when everybody thought this was a spring and this was accumulation and it was distribution? Same thing happening here, guys. This is almost the same exact thing happening. This is distribution, redistribution. If you go by wick off, look at the volume. It all plays out beautifully to be accumulation. Look up wick off on your own. Read about the volume, how the volume should be to distinguish accumulation from distribution. Never go under the daily chart looking for it, and learn that stuff yourself, guys. But anyway, yeah, I do believe if this isn't redistribution, then I would go by the Elliott wave theory that this is what's going on. So if you wanted to count it as accumulation, then the wave B, fine. But I really don't see new all-time highs unless you cross this green trend line up here. That would invalidate the B wave, in my opinion. Savvy, will tomorrow's Elon Musk's event make a difference? I don't know what his event is because I don't follow the news, because that will screw up your vision. It's all right here in the charts, guys. Quit following the news. It is going to distort your view of what's going on. I am telling you, I did it for a long time. Don't pay attention to the news. Unfollow the news stuff. You'll be much, much, much better off if you're trading and just trying to learn the charts. The news is lagging. You always find out they make an excuse for what caused the dip after the dip. They make an excuse for what caused the pump after the pump. It's news is BS. Crypto Savvy sucks. Thanks, Drowning. Appreciate it. Every comment helps the YouTube algorithm. Can you do a video about Elliott waves? There are plenty out there, and honestly, you should just get there is a Elliott wave PDF. If you go in our Discord, it's been shared in there many times. Read that. That is all the rules and everything, and then do your own research, your own due diligence. Don't expect someone to do it for you. If you can't put in the effort to learn this stuff, trading's probably not for you. Drowning in ecstasy. Leave then. Yes, go ahead and leave, drowning. He's drowning in hopium. He probably bought the top when everybody was screaming we were going to 100,000 when we were at 60 something. And I feel bad for you for doing that, but I mean, everybody's responsible for their own decisions. You ever pull water tubes behind your boat? Yes, Mr. Hart. We actually did that on vacation. Let us check the gaps, Savvy. I'm really not a gap guy. I do have a gap chart. I don't even know if it's on here anymore. Let me see if I still have it. I'll pull it up if I do. I do. This shows the gaps, and I haven't done it in a while. But there's one here at 24/7, 60 unfilled, 18,745 unfilled, 11,2 unfilled, 9,665 unfilled, 7,625 unfilled, and 3,570 unfilled. Those are the open gaps. But like I said, I don't trade off gaps. They can take years to fill. Most of them, they have always filled. So, but like I said, it could take years for them to fill. So. Anyway, that's true about the news, said Kara. Yeah, if you put the news in your head, you're screwing yourself, man. I rely strictly on the charts and analysis, and it's done nothing but made me money and made me happy. It afforded me to quit my career. So, you calling the top on the Dow? Google user asked. I do believe the Dow is most likely topped. I really believe that. Obviously, there's no guarantees and nobody knows 100%, but the Dow is looking toppy, guys. It's looking pretty ugly. And I think that it's going to be much worse than what we had back here. It may take a lot longer. It could be years into a bear market. If that's the case, we're going to be years into a bear market with Bitcoin. See, Bitcoin dropped 85 and 90% in every one of its bear markets. And if you look here, the Dow or the traditional markets were in a bull run that whole time, and Bitcoin still dropped 85 to 90% during traditional market bull markets. So if traditional markets go in a real bear market, what do you think is going to happen with Bitcoin? People aren't going to be going into a high risk asset to try to hedge against the dollar. They're going to be going back into the dollar, the safe haven, just like every other time the market takes a dump. That's just fact, guys. 100% fact. It's not, I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. That is what happens every time. Does that mean it's going to happen again? No, but that's what happens every time. What asset do you recommend for traditional markets going into a bear market? The dollar. I just went over that. If you go back, rewind, watch the whole video from the beginning, you're not going to miss nothing from here on. So go back to the beginning. Oh, and if you're watching this after the live, make sure you go down there, smash that like, and leave a comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm out, helps them push this video out, helps get out to more people. And everybody always says that. Why don't you have more followers? Well, because the followers are up to you guys. And by helping a channel, you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and share. If you belong to any groups or whatever, share the videos out there, and that's what helps grow someone's channel. So if you want to help other people get access to my channel, that's what you do. Can you explain why you trade in BTC, then transfer to USD rather than just trading USD? That's just the way I prefer to do it. It's just pure preference. I'm telling all my Dutch friends about you. Thanks, Peps. Anyone in the chat know what he means by buy the dollar, sell the stock, you are in the dollar? Yeah, that's pretty much what it means, bud. Thanks to brain cells. Guys, what do you think about Polkadot? An obvious scam. Please Savvy, from here, do you think BTC is going to test 30 and then go into 28K? I explained in the video in the beginning what I'm looking at, what my targets are. Nothing has changed, guys. Literally nothing has changed in months. I've been showing you the exact same charts that are playing out exact. Everybody expects it to be one straight line to a target, one straight line up. That is not how markets move. Markets go up and down. People take profits. People are trading. That's why markets don't move in a straight line. And they never will. Let's go back into the 1 hour. Less followers is because of bearish outlook. Thanks for taking one for the team. Yeah, man, I'm not here to blow smoke up your ass just to get views and likes and whatever. I'm here to show you what I see in the charts, whether it be right or wrong. It happens to have been right for the past 6 months, but yeah, I'm not going to make up shit to make people feel good about, you know, being able to hold and get rich. That's not how you do it. And like I said, there's no guarantees in any markets, guys. And Bitcoin and crypto is still pure speculation. You got big players in here just taking little guys' money. And that's another thing. Everybody says we have to have a blow off top. Well, we talked about this wick off, but guys, this here is big players tops. This is how they top a market. They distributed it to all the little guys and then they dump it on their asses. They're distributing it to all the little guys and they're going to end up dumping it on their asses again. You guys wanted big players? You got them. Thanks, George. You should have over 1 million followers instead of BitBoy. See, that's the thing. I've talked about it before. Just because someone has a lot of followers doesn't mean that they understand the charts. Just because someone has not a lot of followers doesn't mean that they're not good. Usually the ones with the most followers are just because they're telling everybody what they want to hear. Bitcoin's going to $1 million. Bitcoin's going to 100,000 by next week. And people want to hear that because they're not trading and they don't understand markets. But reality is the truth is in the charts. Has nothing to do with the news and shit. Y'all wanted big players, you got them. Love it. What was your career before? I managed a company. I actually owned another company within a company, and I ran the bigger version of the company for someone else. Your consistent views on TA and lack of hopium helps ensure we don't trade on emotions. Yeah, guys, don't let emotions tell you when to get in and out of a trade or to buy it or to sell. And like I said, never listen to anybody else. I'll never tell you when to sell. I'll never tell you when to buy. I'll never tell you when to short, when to long. I'll never tell you any of that. And by the way, my short position from yesterday, let's take a look at it. I'm up 198%. If you watched yesterday, I told you I got in at 31,294 and my stops were at 31,111. I've now moved my stops down to 30,100. So just so you guys know, just letting you know where that's at. I'm up 196% right now. Which 3 indicators do you use the most? I love the EMAs. You guys can check my strategies right here. I got the using EMAs, also another tutorial on RSI. They're just real short tutorials, but they help give you the basics and give you something to build on. Check them out. They're right here. Like I said, I also have a BYBIT and a Prime XBT tutorial here. Again, Prime is by far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. Ninja Killer 999, what would you look for in a new short entry right now? If I wasn't in one right now, I wouldn't be getting in one. I would just wait for another setup. in all honesty. Hey, Savvy, why not use RSI between 2 and 6? What do you mean, why not use RSI between 2 and 6? I use, you know, a lot of indicators. It's best to keep them on default. My RSI is 14 default. Why? Because most traders are using default. So they're getting the same signals. Chad Travis, thanks for the support, man. All right, guys. How about a tutorial on learning to short safely? Thanks. Scott, join the Discord, man. A lot of good people in there. A lot of good ideas. There's both bulls and bears in there. Guys, I don't hate bulls. Bulls seem to hate bears, but I don't hate bulls. We need bulls and bears to make markets. If we don't have both, we don't have markets. That's how it is. And not everybody's going to win. That's just a fact. In reality, most people lose money in the markets. Markets are designed to take the most money from the most amount of people. Girls don't like boys. Girls like money and cars. All right, guys. I think that's about it for the day. Like I said, keep an eye out for this trend line down here. It's going to be, depending on if, when, and where it gets there, around 27.7 or so. But as you guys can see, people were talking about bullish divergence in the daily here. Didn't play out so well for them. So hidden bearish divergence, guys. That's what to watch for in a downtrend. Take it easy. I'm out of here. You guys rock. Thanks again. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Take the notification bell and share the video if you would. I will probably be doing another second stream again today between sometime this afternoon. So keep an eye out for that. If you take the notification bell, you will not miss it. Make sure your notifications are turned on. Thanks, guys. I'm out of here.